Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. And in this video I'm coming back at you with another spawn vid, and this time we're going to be talking about the step up spawn that just came out. Okay, so step up spawns are back, yay, kind of at least. This one not so much. This step up spawn is going to be not a 46, but it's actually going to be, I believe it's like a 51 gem step up spawn. I personally don't think, first of all, starting with this, it's worth the extra 4 gems it is to grab the awakening ore pieces. The whole concept behind these step up spawns is they are more of a free to play option than the treasure spawns, perhaps say, or like some other spawns where you can obtain some really exclusive high class or high end monsters. That was the whole purpose in the step up spawns, so I don't think raising the price like this is a very smart idea. I personally don't think this is really all too worth it. On top of it, as you're looking at it right now, it ranges as low as not 32 but 31 costs. 31 costs is another thing I have to talk about the step up spawn about, because if you were here when the treasure spawn was here, like the monster treasure spawn, and then they had like the light step up spawn, they only had 32s for the treasure spawn, as low as 32s, and then the light step up spawn, they only go as low as 34s. It literally is 2 34s, 2 35s, and 2 36s. I personally don't think it's worth it if it varies that hard from 31 costs to 36 costs. We already had trouble with a step up spawn that only has 34 to 36 costs. We already had trouble getting 35s and 36 cost monsters in that step up spawn. So there is no way will I ever recommend this in any shape, form, or situation, unless there's like low-key really high rates on the 35s and 36s. Then I could recommend this, or possibly 34s, maybe 34s. But that's the only way I could recommend this. And looking at it so far compared to the previous monster-like type spawns we've had, these right here are going to have by far the most horrific rates out of all the recent spawns that just came out that are like monster exclusive type spawns and what's not. So I personally don't recommend it. If you have spawned those, you know what I'm talking about. Like, they'd give you only like 32s and 34s right off the bat 24/7 when it came to that light step up spawn and a monster treasure spawn. They didn't give you any high costs, and this should be no exception, except this one's even worse because they even have a 31 cost option down here. They even have 31 costs in the reward pool, so it's even worse. It's not just that, they lower it to all the way down to 31 costs. So right there, it's going to make it even harder to get the 36 costs, since there's such a way more huge of a gap between 36 and 31 costs. So yeah, considering it was hard already enough to get 36 costs and 35s when we were doing the light step up spawn that had as low as 34 costs, I don't think it's a better idea to add lower costs. I honestly don't. I don't think that's a great idea. So I personally don't recommend this. I don't think it's worth the price it is. And on top of it, some of the monsters are pretty outdated now. I'm pretty sure some of you might be a bit happy that they're coming back out with old monsters, but I prefer them instead to honestly just do a throwback spawn. Throw it right here. Get rid of this rare spawn. Nobody does this rare spawn. Whoever does this rare spawn, I feel bad for you, because it's honestly not worth it under any circumstance. Seriously, 100% a rip off. I personally would just get rid of this gem spawn and just replace it with a throwback spawn where they offer like 30 cost or lower guaranteed monster of like, it's pretty much like doing the SSR feature gear piece, except it's like guaranteed like the monster spawn. It's like the monster spawn, right? Except it's actually guaranteed the monster 30 cost or lower. So I personally think that would be a great idea if you plan on doing a throwback spawn, and just put it like for 15 gems, because honestly nobody's gonna really use those monsters all too much. They're just for collectors purposes. It's kind of like the costume spawns over here. See right here, you got 10 for 10, 1 for 1. It's that kind of would be the purpose in making throwback spawns. Is they're not going to be all too useful monsters. They're still going to be useful. They're still going to help out with gear score, but honestly they're going to be far behind the current meta, to be fairly honest, and that's not going to really be too much of a big gear score power up. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about this whole step up spawn. I personally would stay away from this spawn as much as possible. It is more expensive than it usually is, and on top of it, the rates are looking a lot more unfriendlier than the current step up spawn and what they had going for the step up spawn. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, and I hope this helped out. This is the AzureWrath, that'll catch you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.